Hey guys, this is Tina B.
And Charmaine G.
We're here to talk about the messiness of life. It's ugly.
And it's raw.
It's real.
And it's a freaking game.
It's whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole!
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole!
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole!
This is us.
And our gift to you.
You may now proceed.
Oh my gosh.
Greetings and salutations.
This episode is going to be rated R.
Yeah, get your kitties out. We're feeling it today.
We really have called every name in the book in the last 30 seconds. Like we want to say it to everybody throughout the day, but we just save it for Sean.
I know. We come in here and we want to talk about so much, but then we're like, no, save it. So we're adults having adult conversations. So that's our little disclaimer.
You're adults having a very immature conversation.
Okay.
At times.
All right. I'll do that. I like that. better.
I think we're fucking funny.
Whoa!
I think we are too.
Yeah.
But, ask our 5 listeners what they think about it. Just kidding. Okay, so I want to start off because we didn't do this last week.
Sorry.
By thanking our sponsors. I will start with our Dixie Moving and Storage for all of your moving needs. This is a group of men who know how to pack, who know how to lift, who know how to load. Just saying.
The professional way.
They will disassemble pianos and then put them back together again. They will pack you and move you. They will move your packed house. They do white glove service. They have been in business since 1977 here in St. George.
Beautiful.
They are
Very reasonably priced too.
They are.
Very
They work.
reasonably.
I don't know how to say this. Greg has said it a million times. Under Beacons, they are
Oh yeah, franchise.
underneath. It's Beacons. Dixie Moving
and
and
Beacons
Storage.
has been around for a long damn
For a
time.
long time.
All right. Our next sponsor.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
DixieMovingandStorage.com.
Okay. Is there a phone number?
Of course. Do you think I have that on my paper?
Oh no, we'll cue you back on that one. But our next sponsor is Sunset Wellness Body Sculpting Supplements. Beautiful. Like if you just go into the store today, you'll get why I want to send you there. They're located off the Sunset Drive in St. George Boulevard. The phone number is 435-922-0962. They have these state-of-the-art devices that can do trimming, fat reduction, in addition to a full wellness program, and they are expanding their company. They are doing so well. So Sunset Wellness. And then our last but not least is Desert Homes Pest Control. Shout out to my bro on this. They are bug bangers. They're bug bangers and they know what they're doing.
Bug banging, like
they will kill
gangbusters. How about that?
anything except for
Good.
you and your pets and
I like
your
the
mother-in-law.
idea of anything. Let's just stick with that.
That's true. And we live in the desert, so you get those scorpions that are like that big, and you get these desert
What
roaches.
about rodents?
It is pet. It is safe.
Just pest.
It's safe. It's just for pests.
Okay.
Yes, but they do termites, everything. So
Teenagers.
no, not
Okay.
yet. Maybe that.
Soon, though.
I'll try it. I have one.
Okay.
Their phone number is 435-256-0407. Call them today and kill all your pests.
Not your pets. Pests.
Okay, rock it on. What are we talking about?
Oh my gosh. What aren't we talking about? But we are going to today. I have to continue it, man. I have to. We
You're
talked about the
addicted.
Depp Heard trial last week. I can't stop. And I kind of want to,
Yeah.
but I can't.
Could
It
you
starts
imagine-
first thing in the morning because, of course, there's a time difference.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
get up, I put my iPad.
Yeah, I get alerts
it's-
on my phone.
it's horrible.
live, ABC Now. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. And I want to say, I know them more than I want to at this point.
100%. Now they're to the point where they're starting to get to the end because
Yeah.
and they can only do so many hours. Don't ask me how many, but they track it through hours, and at the end of the week they'll tell you how many hours they have left, how many, who has spent
Crazy.
this many hours on this and this and this. Anyway, so we're nearing the end. Amber does have some character witnesses, or at least her sister's on the stand right now.
Of course.
Now, she did that this afternoon, and I think they've also gone to somebody else at this point. But I'm behind
let's
because
get caught up.
because I have to pause, and I'm working, so I'm listening to it intermittently, and I don't want to miss a darn thing. Some things I do miss. I could not wait. They took that week recess. and then I couldn't because I wanted to
Keep
get
it
to
going.
the cross with Amber.
Yeah.
Now, as you know, I stated last week that I don't know whose side I'm on, but it's very manic, if you will. It's like you listen to them talk about her, and it's like, yeah, she has been abused, and she has, and then the cross-examination, and then you're like, you question your own,
There's
your
a lot
own
of
thing.
evidence.
Yes.
I mean, they recorded each other for months and multiple occasions secretly, but then they created this vow that they were going to tell each other before they started recording. I mean, were they preparing for a case like this? Is that what it was? I mean, I've never been in
Right?
a relationship where I've recorded somebody,
Oh my
and then
gosh.
we outed each other, and now I'm going to ask for
What?
permission
You
to record
haven't
you.
been down that road?
No.
Oh, that's
John.
the thing.
I know.
Come on.
You wait.
Yeah.
Oh, you record
First-
conversations,
Yes.
or you record live go action? I mean, what are you talking about?
Well, you're talking about, when you're going down the path of this ain't going to work out so well. So you're like, you keep your texts, you keep your Facebooks, you keep your messages, you keep your emails, and then you start recording interactions, waiting for them to just do
I've
something.
never done that.
Because you're like, I need proof. No one's going to believe me.
Yeah.
I had a pen that I
would've-
bought. It's a pen. It looks like a
Recorder
normal
pen.
pencil.
Uh-huh.
And I just hit the button, and it has the little thing on top
Sean.
of the thing. So it was like a little tiny pinhole
I
camera.
mean, you could have imagined.
Sean Depp.
I should have.
Boom. Hit
It's
record.
not even that. Where are we? We are in his studio right
Yeah.
now. So he's probably,
Recording us.
yeah, maybe he's upskirting too with the video. I hope not. I'm not wearing a skirt
We'll
today.
just check. It's okay. I haven't
No.
shaven in like
Okay,
4
so
weeks.
I
Fine.
just
Oh!
before we go too far, I just want I need to say this. If you are in an abusive, whether it be physical, sexual, or emotional abusive relationship, please find somebody safe to talk to, and you can also confidentially call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-SAFE, and SAFE is 7233. Or go to the hotline.org and you can chat live with somebody.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or you can come completely off of your computer if that's an issue. If somebody's tracking you like Sean, every move you make, you can text the word START to 88788. So for
Oh.
texting, you can text the word START to 88788.
And it's a live chat.
And yeah, you'll get somebody will
Wow.
respond to you immediately.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to bring at this point because it just went boom in my head and I got to get it out. So a lot of these things, I want to say, these people didn't become this way overnight. This toxic, just damaging to the core relationship. So what I really try to pull out of it, how were they as a person before and how are they after? Because if they have multiple relationships like this, because I mean, we're going to see another trial, right?
Yeah, well, one would hope with the attention that this has garnered that somebody's getting help somewhere.
Well,
I mean,
narcissists love attention.
that's true. That is very true. Everybody knows I was in a relationship that was horrible for both of us. And I never recorded anything. Now, when Sean said that, I was like, were there times I wished I could have? Absolutely.
Sure.
My character doesn't dictate me lying about somebody, pushing me down a flight of stairs
Correct.
either. So there's that. When you get into a place where you feel like you have to prove and you're starting to gather that evidence, I only wanted the evidence so that I could have full custody of my child. Like there wasn't anything else going on. I just wanted to be done with it.
Right.
So having said that, my daughter did record. I don't want to get into any other information, but she recorded a conversation. In no way did I prompt it on her phone that actually worked in our favor.
In court.
In court.
Wow.
And she had no idea that that's what she was doing. And I still have the recording.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And
the-
it was pretty gnarly. It was a gnarly, and I was like, I was torn because I was like, Sam, you recorded somebody without them knowing.
And you have to know
Y'all can guess the somebody, I guess. But
you have to know the laws too. Now, did she record it?
She recorded it.
And
I
the
didn't-
conversation was between who and who?
between this
Individual?
and her. That's it, in a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if she had recorded it and you and the other person were conversing, that would have been illegal because only one party needs to know in the state of Utah. Only one party needs to know that there's a recording going on.
Oh, I like
One
it.
party.
I like it.
So, like, I've had situations in my office here at the college where I'm like, I better record this conversation
Yeah.
because it can go sideways.
Yep.
You know, they don't need to know, but as long as I know.
Right.
So
Sure.
that's,
Okay. I didn't know that. Good
that's,
point.
That's
and
what I was
thank
told
you.
about the, I guess, wiretapping laws for Utah. Only one party needs to know. Now, different laws, different states,
Yes.
et cetera. So you need to know.
And what's admissible in court, what's not. I mean, there's a process whenever they're submitting evidence and part of their discovery if there's any rebuttal or if there's any, what their position is on that. And it's to protect the case, because they want to win. So,
Actually, this came to mind. I actually was accused of something. And I had the recording of it. And it was as I was told by the
insane.
as I was told by the sexual harassment Title IX director here. This was the fastest open and shut case they ever had to deal with.
because
for
you
you.
had that
Because
recording.
Monday
Good.
morning they came in, hey, Sean said did this. An hour later, I get a call from the dean saying we need to talk. And an hour after that, I said, hey, here's the recording of the situation.
And that's
I want
interesting
to
that
scratch
you had
the
this
surface
spidey
of the
sense.
psyche that does that.
Okay, hold on. So let's add the Amber Heard thing when she's in the recording telling Johnny, I, Johnny Depp, a man, am a victim
Nobody's
of
gonna
nobody's
believe
going
you."
to believe you. Go ahead and do it. And you're absolutely right when you're like, who's going to believe me? I need to have proof. You get into that,
He
that,
said, she said.
but then when you're in a narcissistic and an emotional abuse, that gaslighting's so embedded and so deep that you almost feel like nobody is going to believe me. Wait, is this real? Did this really happen? And then on top of it, like she had a protective order and she even violated it on her own and flew to meet him in San Francisco and still tried, I just want to hug you. He's like, go. I mean, every time he tried to leave the room, he would tell her to go. It wasn't like he came looking for her or he wouldn't let her leave or anything like that. So I have to say, there's a lot of tone that man was trying to control the situation to the best of his ability in those moments, but she made it to where the world wasn't going to believe him.
Well, here's a fun little side note. So at one point when she filed for divorce, he says, I will never look at you again.
Yeah.
The
And,
eyes.
and during court, he never looks at her, never makes eye contact, and has never made eye contact with her at all during all of the court stuff.
His
That's
attorney is
amazing to me.
blasting the crap out of her on that one
yeah.
now.
Camille, I
Yeah,
love her.
I do too. I do too. And even down to the point of what she was, how she was supposed to pledge the money versus donated. It was the last point where I left off because she said, "Did you donate the money?" I pledged. Yes, I did. Incorrect. And she goes, "Okay, that's not my question. Have you donated the money?" So she's
The difference between a pledge and a donation
is
the
been
pledge
completed.
is the promise.
They've
the
been
donation
paid.
is the yes, exactly.
Yeah, and the answer is no.
Yes.
So she has perjured multiple times on the stand. But also, if you have a point, I really want to talk about the boo-boo.
Okay, so if anybody caught Saturday Night Live, the cold open was one of the
Boo-boo.
Saturday Night players on the stand is Johnny Depp. And it was, they were showing a video of them finding the boo-boo, the doo-doo.
Poop.
Yeah.
The shit.
And he was just all, well, he did a really good job imitating him. It was hilarious. They had the cleaning lady come in, and then they were like, you clean it up. No, you clean it up. And then it was the other security guard. And one of the...
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Damn! Smell like boo-boo in here.
I like boo-boo in here.
Okay,
So there's
think about that moment when you're so pissed off at somebody because they won't listen to you. They will leave the room and you're wanting that fight. You're wanting that captive audience that when it's all said and done, you perch yourself on top of a bed and literally defecate.
like a tourist in Thailand hovering over the hole in the ground. What the hell?
Okay, well, no, but have you guys ever gotten to that point?
No, I go to the toilet.
Not that.
Oh.
No, not that.
I mean, to the point of such a disassociation from reality because you're having such an awkward, hard time with whatever relationship it is that you've lost touch.
You lose that's
Now
the
I
difference
have.
between sanity.
I've never
and
boo
being sane and
booed
not
anywhere
sane.
like that.
Okay,
but I've
but-
been in situations where I've questioned my reality based on my relationship.
Okay,
and
but
what my partner's doing.
that's more like, is this really happening?
Well, not even just that, but then my actions, and then it's like there's like almost like a manic where it's like, yeah, I can see doing the boo boo. Not that I would, but I can see that mentality going there where you're just like you're grasping for attention.
You
What can I do to get this person's attention?
Right, and
I will
what
crap
happens
into bed.
that I've discovered, not in just my intimate partner relationships, but even with family members or whatever, you have to align at some point. It's like two people get together, they come with these sets of values, and I'm not saying that this is the rule, but it happens more often than not, unless you're like, you're growing and mature and whatever.
Sure.
You bring your own set of stuff, and one person either gloms onto your value or the other one gloms onto that value.
So you don't create new values.
But in order to stay in a relationship like this one, and I'm saying this from experience, you have to remain angry on some level.
Is it like a defense, like a posturing
You just
kind of a
can't.
thing?
If you're
It's
no
your
longer
reason.
angry,
It's your reason to
yes.
stay.
And if you're no longer angry, you think about that. That's when sanity returns, and you're like, I'm not even pissed off about.
You're
like I
out.
don't want to
You're
play.
done.
I'm done engaging. I'm done playing. It takes a certain amount of your negative energy to stay in a situation like that, like divorce. Divorce can be, let's go sign the papers. You want that? Here, you get the brush. I'll take the pedestal. I'll take the ottoman. Here you go. Sign the papers, and I'm done.
You get one kid, I get one kid.
Exactly. Or you go, well, maybe not that. I said exactly and didn't even mean that. So then there's, no, I'm not going to let him have that. So I want this. And I'm going to, what has to drive that? What has to
Anger.
be, even the way I just said it.
Yeah.
It's all of that. And
Okay.
so in order to stay in that, you have to be angry. My thing still.
That's a whole nother level.
Yes.
Shitting in someone's bed, though. That's a whole nother level.
It's not much different than like
Crap
today.
in their bed, drive by their house at 3:00 in the morning, go to their workplace and deliver items. It's all that same bag.
Give them a dick bomb, where like
Exactly.
dicks fly and glitter everywhere.
Or just whatever it is to get their attention.
Yeah.
And what does that all come down to? Because we're so afraid that we're not going to get what we want on an ego level. That's it. All boils right down to the bottom of that.
And you can see her ego spewing out.
But you see
even
that,
on the cross.
Even when you're so in love or so in hate, you're so blinded by emotion and passion either side, you can't see 2 steps in front of you. So you do stupid stuff like crap in somebody's bed or fall in love in the first place.
Okay.
So
I'm not on that level. I've never been like that. Okay, so I will admit that I have been punched by a man that I was dating. And it only took one time.
Can I ask where?
I was 15 years old, and I had this relationship that was outside of my scope. Basically, it was like other side of the tracks, so to speak. And my parents were worried, and it was just getting so toxic because I was starting to sneak out, and I was starting to do things and skip school and things like that just to be with this guy. So the passion was there, and like I would definitely go above and beyond. And I started smoking, cigarettes and things that were just not.
Where did he
in my
punch you?
home.
Can I ask you that?
In my face.
Oh, he did punch you in the face.
Oh yeah, and in my chest and in my stomach. And it was so shocking to me because I've never been in my upbringing, nothing like that, to where it threw me back. And my
we
immediate,
would never have been friends.
we actually would have, because I would have got down.
That might be true.
And I'm really fucking funny. So I remember, I remember thinking when that happened and being so young that all I went into like, okay, all right, everything's good. Like, you know what, let's calm down, and just tried to slow the situation down and asked my parents to come pick me up. And they came and picked me up, and I never seen that kid again.
I think there's a part of us that wants to fix that in somebody. I think females that runs strong. I'm not saying it's just us, but I'm saying that I think that runs very deeply. The love gets established, and then somebody punches somebody in the face, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like the love doesn't go just boom away.
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I love this person, and they just punched me in the face. I don't automatically not love them anymore.
Right.
So there comes a time where you have to make a decision. And for me, what I found is that I'm a chicken when it comes to walking through pain, unless you give me a little bit of alcohol or cocaine
And
or
alcohol
whatever,
was
okay?
involved
And
on
alcohol,
that
yes,
altercation.
yes.
So I didn't
Okay,
justify
so-
it, though. I didn't sit there and go, well, he was drunk and I deserved
No,
it
there's
and things
not
like that.
that,
It
but
was literally
there's-
like, I can't live like this, you know?
But to leave, some point, I think we can be so not afraid to leave. There's that. But there's I don't want to walk through the pain of this failed relationship.
Yeah.
So I'll just stay in it because something's got to give.
Yeah.
Either that pain, the hitting pain gets bad, and the emotional pain of that gets
and there's
bad
a
enough.
shame that
and
comes
then
involved and a guilt
completely.
that you allowed that to happen. And that,
Completely.
yeah. So I have been in that, I don't want to walk through the pain, and you endure something that's already gone, a broken marriage and things that are really just disconnected. Not that attempts weren't tried, but you don't want to go through that because it's like, path of least resistance. I'll just stay kind of a thing. And you think of all the, what everybody else will think, and you'll think all these things. But I have a question. So when it comes to somebody that's been in a domestic violence relationship, is that something that is repetitive? Like they get out of that relationship and then they kind of fall back into that same.
Well, we're only
with another
foolish if we
person.
don't learn something. So I imagine that goes on for some people for quite some time. I saw it in my childhood. It didn't happen to me until like 20 years ago for about 8 years.
Oh my gosh, that's such a long time.
It is a long time, but we were more separated than we were married in that relationship.
Okay.
That I got to be honest. It wasn't day after day after day for 8 solid years. He's coming home and kicking the dog. It wasn't like that. I just couldn't get out of it. And so, but now we're only foolish if we don't learn. I had to emerge from that. First of all, I couldn't leave without learning something because I was so sick in that I was just simply just strung out. And I don't mean drugs. I mean just emotionally in that relationship. So once you learn that, it's opposition in all things, For me, it was like, now I know what that's like. So now I get to be grateful for what I have now in my marriage. And it's a twofold. It's like it's not just him coming into my life. It's the things I'm willing to do as a partner, the trust I've learned, to the confidence I've gained back in myself, because that relationship had me questioning whether I had fingers, are my eyes really brown? Like the whole gaslighting, the whole, like I really, you get to a place where you
don't recognize who you are anymore.
You lose yourself completely. And I am really grateful. I need to say this. I am grateful for that experience. I talk about it because I have something to share and give back to somebody else. This has to serve another human being.
Do you think Amber and Johnny are grateful for their relationship to learn from it?
No, they keep going over this one incident today over and over and over about her and showing the pictures of the bruises and the this and the that. And nobody so far, unless I've missed it, has said, when they ask the question, have you seen Mr. Depp? Have you ever witnessed Mr. Depp hit Miss Heard? Nope.
Right.
Never.
Right.
So you're stuck to believe whether maybe it happened in private. Maybe he was in a blackout. He's been known to black out.
That she's applied makeup.
That, or she's just, I mean,
I do believe that there was a lot of,
Dysfunction,
volatile
for
and a lot
sure.
of dysfunction.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of substance use. I also think that it was such a huge combustion that they were both probably in that trap period. But I do believe that, they're both going to be accountable in the end of it. And now it's about money. And
where do they go from here? I mean, he's kind of got a legacy for a while. He's been around for a long time, but she's like kind of an up and comer. And now she has a baby. She adopted a baby. I mean, I'm not saying that she's in dire straits. Just herself. She just adopted a baby.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
And a baby just turned 1, apparently. I don't know much about that, but I do know she has a child.
Okay.
So
more to follow on the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial, just because it is all in our homes.
Well, you're seeing the backlash of Amber Heard because she's supposed to be in Aquaman 2.
Goodness. Yeah, not anymore.
I haven't yet to see an official she's cut out. I've heard that she was cut down, but not completely out of Aquaman 2. They say there's like some 3.5 million
Yes.
people that have like signed saying, "Yep, get her out of there."
petition. Yeah.
Well, I think it's fair because honestly, his
But they
career
did that
was,
in the beginning of the. Let's hear everything that's being said too.
if you have a court of public to appease at that time, the judge is going to decide what happens in their defamation case. But when you have people petitioning and signing 3 million signatures, that's a public opinion, and you are not going to escape that. No matter how long you think your career is, I don't know what's going to happen, but Johnny beat her to the punch, literally. Okay, we're going to end this episode, and we just want to highlight the safety measures that Tina gave at the beginning.
The
of our
National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-799-SAFE, or you can text the word START to 88788.
We all create the life that we want.
Yes,
so if
we
you're
do.
if you're under the water, stop drowning and find help.
And thank you to our 5 listeners. Thanks for listening to us.
C'est
we just
la
love to talk.
vie. Our gift to you.
You've been listening to Whack-A-Mole with Tina B and Charmaine G. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Watch us on YouTube and subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Join us next time for, well, whatever may happen with Tina B and Charmaine G on Whack-A-Mole. This has been a production from a podcast studio.